everyone. Welcome back to the Wimpy Studio. Welcome back to the Wimpy News Show. Today I have a couple of things to discuss, two more minor things, and then a pretty big thing, which is concerning Outer Banks. They dropped when Season 5 is going to come out, their final season, and they dropped a teaser with it too. So that's kind of going to be the big thing of this video. So if you're just watching for that, just go ahead and skip. I put timestamps down in the description, so you can go skip to whatever part you want to watch. But I mean, if you like all the things, watch the whole video. It's completely up to you. But I know that probably the Outer Banks will intrigue a lot of people. People have really been waiting for them to drop anything about Outer Banks, considering summer's almost here. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's either today or tomorrow, I don't remember, is the first day of summer. So it's right in time getting that announcement out. And yeah, well, I'm going to wait to talk about Outer Banks until the end. But today I'm going to discuss the Love Hypothesis. They announced when that's coming out, romance movie on Prime Video. And I'm going to talk about they released a couple of the all the episode titles for My Life with the Walter Boys Season 3. They dropped that. So discussing a few of those titles, what sounds most interesting there. And then finally, Outer Banks Season 5, all things with him. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the Love Hypothesis, they announced. Granted, I think this was the week before last, but I didn't have enough announcements to make a video last week. So we're going with picking that up here. And it's a romance. It's starring Lily Reinhart and Tom Bateman. They're the lead couple, but it's a fake dating storyline. Spoiler alert, someone gave me the book when I was in high school, and I read a little bit of it, and then for some reason I didn't finish the book, but from what I read of it, it was cool. I enjoyed the storyline. So I'm excited that it's becoming a movie because, one, it gives me the excuse to read the book in full for the first time, and two, it's Lily Reinhart's in it, and I just know her as Betty Cooper, and I won't see her in any other role besides that. She just fit that role so well, and she just portrayed Betty Cooper so well. So seeing her in this, a completely different role, it's so interesting. She's this student who's dating her fake dating her professor, and it's just, I mean, Betty Cooper has some weird tendencies, but I didn't really see. I don't think she would go that far. That's a little extreme for Betty, but I'm looking forward to this movie. It's gonna be a direct to streaming for Prime Video, which I think is a smart move because I think putting too much pressure on a theatrical release for something like this, I'm not sure if it would do as well. We've seen that Colleen Hoover's adaptations haven't done the greatest in box office, or, well, It Ends With Us did extremely well, but the other two not as well. Or just in reviews, performance reviews, they just haven't done so well. And I think there's so much expectation put on a theatrical release that sometimes the best thing to do is just to skip to a Prime Video release. And I think a lot of people just enjoy watching this at home with their friends or by themselves. And I think that's the perfect way for it. It's why I think the Summer I Turned Pretty movie, it's supposed to be a direct release to Prime Video. And I hope that it stays that way, because I think it would just do so much better than the theatrical release. And I think when they put the Stranger Things finale in theaters, I think that hyped people up a bit too much too for the finale, and then a lot of people were disappointed after it. So I think it's just a challenge, but I think it's okay that they're just doing a straight to Prime Video drop. I think it makes total sense for something like this, and I'm looking forward to it. They dropped a few teaser images for the movie, and one of them shows Lily Reinhart's character kissing Tom Bateman's character, and it pretty much matches the cover of the book. It's a very well done parallel. I really enjoyed seeing that. She's full on kissing him, and his eyes are open what is going on? So they played that extremely well. I mean, that has to be the movie poster, right? They have to copy that because that is so iconic. I don't know if they have dropped a movie poster. I guess I'm gonna go check that out real quick. And they might not drop it until they release a whole on trailer. Yeah, I don't see a poster yet, but I have no doubt that they'll probably do that image. It's just why I mean, it just makes total sense. Why wouldn't you? So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the book in full for the first time, and I'll plan to do that probably closer to when it comes out. It comes out September 23rd. So a little bit of time left. It's kind of like you're into summer, going into fall drop. It's the perfect time for that. It's kind of midterm season for college, anyways, ish. Maybe a little early for midterms, but uh, I'll be looking forward to it. It'll be a relief because that September season is hard. It's hard to get into your classes, and I never really have enjoyed the month of September anyway. So speaking of something that's coming out in September, let's move on from the Love Hypothesis and talk about My Life with the Walter Boys, which hasn't been confirmed to come out in September, but there's been a lot of rumors suggesting it will drop in the month of September. Obviously not confirmed, but my guess is there was decent success with it coming out over Labor Day weekend last year. They might try to do that again. People are in for a long weekend. Why not just drop it so people can binge it over Labor Day weekend? I think that makes total sense. So they might drop it then, or they might just pick a random weekend in September. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, they dropped some episode titles, all 10 titles for the season, but they're in a random order. So we don't know what title goes to which episode and what order they're in. But all we have is the titles, which we can make predictions. I'll go ahead and read them for you guys. It's Everybody's Fine, Fever Pitch, Ghosts, Homecoming, Screeching Tires and True Love, Split Focus, The Beautiful and Damned, The Jackie and Cole Effect, Washout, and Wide Open Spaces. So, I mean, the one that I think probably would interest the most amount of fans is the Jackie and Cole Effect. Obviously, the majority of the fan base, to my understanding, prefer Jackie and Cole over Jackie and Alex, and I kind of always have too. I mean, Alex did have a glow up in season 2. I mean, there's no denying that. I think the general consensus was that he looked a lot better in season 2. And it's almost like they used that as an excuse for Jackie to suddenly be into him again and get back together with him, even though it didn't make any sense for the story for that to happen. To me, it just felt like Jackie and Cole stayed apart because they didn't want their secret getting out to Alex, and that's why they stayed apart from each other, because they didn't want to hurt him, even though it ended up hurting him. But then Alex didn't even give a shit. It made zero sense. And for all the hype that the season 1 finale had going into season 2, it was just a complete waste. And I did not enjoy that at all. But that title, I think, pretty much guarantees that Jackie and Cole will finally get together in season 3, or if they don't officially get together, they're Jackie and Alex are done. I feel like after Alex hears that confession and they're about to kiss and they love each other, there's no way he's going back to Jackie after that. There's no way Jackie's going back to him. Episode 1, that relationship is done so for good, and that's a good thing because they have dragged that out way too long. And yeah, so I'm happy that relationship is most likely going to be done, and season 3 is going to be a full Jackie and Cole relationship building season. Now, I have no doubt that they'll take their time. I don't think they're going to get together right away, but I don't think they're going to drag it out until the very end either. Like, I think we'll get like maybe midway through, we'll have like an official status, or at least like some sort of development, because I mean, they said that they love each other, and I have no doubt that probably the George having a heart attack is probably going to set them back a little bit, but I think it would be stupid to drag it out the entire season. I think they'll probably do something midway through, like when Jackie and Alex got back together, or when Jackie and Alex got together the first time in season 1. I feel like that's probably when they would put in a Jackie and Cole stuff. Now, obviously, this title is a callback to the Cole Effect, which was episode 3 of season 1, and it's basically where Cole goes on the stage of this like harvest thing and uses his charm to get people to buy something. I don't remember the exact storyline, but that's basically how it goes. So the Jackie and Cole Effect is obviously a play on that, and it's pretty much confirming that Jackie and Cole are going to be together, or in some capacity. We'll have to wait and see. But I do love that play on it. So I'm really looking forward to that episode, because there's bound to be a big development with them there. None of these other titles really stand out. They just, I mean, Homecoming, that could very well be like a homecoming dance or party or something, like something like that. But yeah, that's really none of these really give off much clues. You can go check out the What's on Netflix, where they reveal all these titles and they do more speculation of that. But the Jackie and Cole Effect was the big thing I wanted to talk about. So hopefully we'll get an announcement sometime in the near future, and we'll get season 3 hopefully in September. So we'll have the Love Hypothesis and Walter Boyce to look forward to in September. Now, but coming out even before that in August 20th, they announced is when Outer Banks, the final season, is going to drop all at once on August 20th. They're not doing the two-part release, and I think that is a good thing because I don't think it worked for Outer Banks. I didn't really care for the cliffhanger that they revealed when Luke said he's not JJ's dad. I just thought that was a stupid retcon, and it did absolutely nothing for JJ's character because his biological dad would have been killed him. Spoiler alert. I figured everyone's probably watched season 4 by now. So considering it's been almost 2 years since it's dropped, so I think everyone kind of knows that JJ died. But I just did not care for that. So I think the two-part release it didn't work for me for this show. I think for Stranger Things it works, especially season 4. I think splitting that 7 and 2, I was kind of weirded out by that. I'm like, why are they splitting it like that? That's not half and half at all. But it made total sense with how episode 7 ended and then waiting a month for the final 2 episodes. I thought that worked perfectly. For Stranger Things, it works when you have longer episodes. For Outer Banks, it doesn't work. For Walter Boyce, it wouldn't work. For Cobra Kai, it kind of worked, but not really. I mean, it had 15 episodes, so it was, I think, okay the way it dropped instead of it being all at once. That would be a lot, especially because you were telling multiple storylines with the tournaments and stuff. But yeah, they're dropping it all at once, so we'll have a binge drop on August 20th, which is the week I go back to school. So I have something to look forward to before I start classes. I'll be binging it for sure. But we don't have a whole lot of details. I mean, the teaser drops, and basically they're kind of all grieving JJ. Basically, the plot of this season is going to be revenge. Revenge on not revenge on JJ, but revenge for JJ, and taking down Groff. That's going to be their mission. And it looks like Rafe's going to be involved, and I think this will be Rafe becoming one of the good guys. We already kind of saw that at the end of season 4. He's kind of turning towards them. He's going to be on their team. And that's going to be a really interesting dynamic. People online are upset about Rafe replacing JJ, and I'm like, it's just the storyline. That's the way it is. I didn't care for how they handled JJ's character, but I'm down to see Rafe a part of the gang as long as they don't put him and Kiara together. If they do that, I'm going to be pissed off. And I don't think they'll do that. They might tease with it a little bit, but I don't think with how much we see Kiara grieving in this teaser and how angry she is, I don't think that's going to lead to something with Rafe. At most, there might be a little moment. Maybe a kiss, but even that would be pushing it. I think that would piss a lot of fans off. But I think there might be like a little something. But at the end of the day, I think Kiara will probably end up alone, which is unfortunate. I liked JJ and Key, but they ruined that with the direction that they went in. But there's obviously nothing left to do there. We can go watch Off Campus and watch Dean and Allie's relationship, and it very much gives off JJ and Key vibes, in my opinion. So if you want your fix for Kiara, go watch Off Campus, and you'll get a whole season with them in season 2 of Off Campus. So there's that. But I don't see Kiara just jumping into Rafe's arms with how much she's grieving JJ. I think that'd be stupid. So I think it's going to be revenge. I think we're going to see Kiara kind of be the main character this season, which I think she's definitely it's time for her to have the focus, because oftentimes they definitely have dumbed her down, like season 2 when she yelled murderer at Ward. I just don't think they've written her character the best, but I think this season will really be her time to shine. I think she'll have a lot of good material to work with the deal with, portraying this grieving girl who lost her boyfriend and all of that. And I think her and Rafe will definitely interact. I just don't think it's going to be in a romantic capacity. I think Rafe will ultimately end up with Sophia or single. Either way, I don't really care. But I kind of liked him and Sophia together, so I kind of hope that they wrap that up in a good way. I think they have good chemistry, and I think she really was good for him until she entered his world and kind of became like him a little bit. Not like saying she's murdered someone, but she kind of entered that whole scandal with the money and everything, and that kind of ruined their relationship, or it did ruin their relationship. He was pissed off because of it, understandably so. But I think there's a good chance that they'll reunite. I don't know if they'll get married, but I could see them getting back together. I think that's more likely than them putting him with Key. I really hope they don't do that, and I don't think they will. I think that's the direction that they'll go in. We don't see Sarah showing at all, so some people are saying she lost the baby, and I don't think the show's going to go in that direction. And I think it's a little dark for the show, and I know I'm saying that considering they literally killed off a main character by getting stabbed by his own father. So I know that anything's possible, and they could kill off a baby, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that's a bit too much for the show, considering they just killed off a main character. To kill off a baby that hasn't even been born yet is just no. I don't think they're going to do that, but we'll see. I don't know what is going to mean. Like I think it could be very well be possible that this season just won't cover a whole lot of time and that we'll get the baby in the finale. I don't see her giving birth before then. I think we'll get a time jump. She'll give birth. They'll have the baby. I don't think the baby is going to be a consistent part of the storyline. And I mean, considering we see her and John B running, she's still involved in everything going on, all the action. And if she was heavily pregnant, she wouldn't be able to be. So my guess is that she's still, relatively in the early months of her pregnancy, and that's just not going to affect her all that much. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there'll be a miscarriage scare or something. I don't know, but I don't think they'll kill off the baby. Hoping Cleo. Not really much of an update there, but Cleo does, for some reason, she burns down the Twinkie. So the only reason I think she would do this is maybe they were hiding something in there, some sort of evidence, and the cops were after them. I don't know. But obviously the Twinkie goes down, and people are saying that was a bigger loss than JJ, which is funny. It's really funny. I mean, I'm sad that the Twinkie's gone. I'm sad that JJ's gone, but I like without the Twinkie. I mean, what are they gonna do without it? That has been such a staple for the entire series. Why did Cleo burn it down? And what are they gonna do without it? I'm like now they're just gonna have to run everywhere. Not that they didn't do that already, but the Twinkie was a nice backup in case they had to go somewhere even faster and if it was like handy nearby. But they're not gonna have that now. Unless it's like a finale thing where the Twinkie gets burned down. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, that was a pretty big moment in the trailer. I was not expecting the Twinkie to burn down. But beyond that, yeah, we see that Groff's still around. So I don't know. I think this is going to be. I'm people are saying this season looks like shit and all, and I don't know. I don't think the show is the same as it was in the first two seasons because I really enjoyed those first two, and it kind of dropped off in seasons 3 and 4. But season 5, I mean, I think they have a good story to work with. I think the redemption for JJ, I think, is a good storyline, and it gives them a reason to act the way that they do. And I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good storyline overall. It's gonna be good for all of them. I think we're gonna get a lot of good moments with the Pogues, a lot of good moments for our couples. I think Rachel's gonna have a good story. And I'm really excited for Kiara's storyline, more than I have ever been. I've never been a huge fan of her character, except when she was with JJ, and now we're getting her own storyline, and I think it's going to be really good. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that's kind of all I have to say. It comes out August 20th. It drops all at once. And I'm really looking forward to it. So that's kind of all of my announcements for this week. Let me know down below what you think of all of this, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.